I think that one of the things that Singh's going to have to really worry about is whether or not Justin Trudeau will be able to deliver on his hard and fast promise to have a cap on greenhouse gas emissions in the oil and gas sector, something that Candice Bergen has taken as a given. It's anything but. Mr. Trudeau next week will be tabling his new plan to get to minus 40% of greenhouse gases between now and 2030. That's going to be a very tough thing for him to do. At the same time, he will probably, in the days following, approve this big new petroleum play off the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador. It's a big project, $15 billion, lots of jobs, lots of revenue for Newfoundland and Labrador. So he's going to be trying to find that balancing act. That's why I was drilling down on the words that Mr. Trudeau used. He didn't say he was going to respect his promise from the campaign. He said he was going to continue to work towards. So when he went to Glasgow, he wasn't using that sort of mushy language. So I think that Candice Bergen might be disappointed if she thinks she's got a big political play here. I think that Trudeau will probably disappoint Jagmeet Singh before he disappoints the oil and gas sector. At the same time, Singh has done something that most Canadians want, which is peace and quiet for a little while. Because as Mr. Trudeau correctly said, there's so much going on in the world right now. The less that we have of this toxic partisanship that he correctly describes, the better we all are. Now, of course, without ever naming him, he's targeting Pierre Poilievre when he does that. So all this is taking place against the backdrop of a Conservative leadership race. And you know what? I think that Pierre Poilievre is probably the happiest guy in Canada right now because he gets to point at the Liberals and the NDP and say, that's what we have to be fighting. So everybody's going to find a little something in here, Marcia.
Oh, okay. I don't agree on a couple things, or at least I have thoughts around a couple things. And one of them is the Conservative leadership. But let's go back to the point that Ms. Bergen just made, and we heard it asked by one of the reporters to the Prime Minister. If you're a Liberal voter or if you're an NDP voter, you didn't vote this way. This is not what you voted for last fall. So why is this good for Canadians that cast their ballot in a certain direction, and now we have this arrangement? And to your point about we're going to have political stability for a while, maybe there was a reason why Canadians voted for a minority Liberal government.
Oh, absolutely. But there was nothing to stop the NDP from propping up that Liberal minority government all along. So the real question is, does Jagmeet Singh in 2.5, 3 years get to look at the voters and say, look what we got? Now, if there is an actual real program in place, a real social program to help with dental care for families that need it the most, to have a real pharmacare program, he gets to say, look, I delivered on that. This is something that was in our program, and we did not want to throw Canadians into another election rapidly. If Mr. Trudeau does something that the Liberals have done in the past, comes and surprises Mr. Singh and dawdles and stretches the thing out, then Singh has egg on his face, and it'll be very hard for him to convince voters that the Liberals are so bad because, of course, he's been backing them for 3 years. That's the tricky part for Jagmeet Singh.
So in terms of the Conservative leadership race, does it take some of the air out of the tires? I mean, you think that this is going to be a good thing for Pierre Poilievre, but with a new leader, the Conservatives may want it to go to the polls before 2025.
Oh, you can be sure they wanted to take advantage of that traditional bump, Marcia, that you always see a party get when they've elected a new leader. And you can imagine, Jean Charest is going to be 64 in June. For him, the idea of waiting another 3 years, if ever he were to win it, is probably not top of his list. Poilievre probably wouldn't mind as much. Give him time to build and try to see where he could go with it. There are other really strong people in that race. But I think that overall, the people who are in that Conservative race are looking at this and saying, hey, this is a great selling point. You can't trust the Liberals and the NDP to govern in where they say they're going to govern. They're being pulled strongly to the left. That's the argument we just heard from Candice Bergen. I'm not so sure it's going to turn out to be the case. But again, they say, look, if you want solid government, less spending, come with us. We're going to lower your taxes. That's the basic theme that people like Poilievre and others are going to be pushing. We'll see if it finds resonance, but there's no question in my mind that with the election being put off for 3 years, that the average Canadian is breathing a sigh of relief. We've had 2 federal general elections in 2 years with, as you say, an inconclusive result, a minority government. Now at least Trudeau gets to say, look, we're putting our forces together. We're going to try to see if we can make this thing work. Singh is the one who has the most to lose here, not Trudeau. Trudeau looks the statesman. This is the type of grand political maneuver that the Liberals love. They're trying to, of course, help themselves. Bergen is absolutely right on that. But Singh is getting something out of this if Trudeau delivers. If not, then again, he's going to have a tough time explaining himself to his membership and to voters in the next campaign.
Okay, so before we get to more on that then, how does this, Tom, potentially change the tone of the Conservative contest?
Well, this question of the toxic environment and the political stunts, when MP Aitchison announced over the weekend that he was a candidate, he went straight to that issue. He says, I'm tired of the political gamesmanship, the stunts. Now, it's not unfair to believe that he was referencing Pierre Poilievre with a sentence like that. And he was expressing the view of a lot of people in Canada, not just Conservatives. So the real question becomes, what's the play for the Conservatives over the next 3 years? Do they try to maintain for 3 years this incredibly partisan and strident tone that's been propulsing them so far? It's turned off Canadian voters. And that might actually open up some possibilities for the more centrist candidates, think Patrick Brown or Jean Charest in the current campaign. And they'll essentially be trading second choice votes with each other. And recent polling tends to indicate that they have a lot of potential to grow in the main battleground province of Ontario. So it's not all easy for Poilievre, but he does, for the next few days and weeks, get a chance to say, look, I've told you this all along. They're the same. This is what they're doing. They're pulling the country continuously to the left. If you want to get back on board with me, this is my vision. And that's where he's going to try to sell this.